Welcome to WatchMojo UK, and today we're counting down our picks for the times films majorly hampered their creators' momentum, whether that's for good or only temporarily.
Are we going to prison?
Yes.
We're going to prison! We're going to prison, Bitterman!
Yes.
I knew this day would come.
Number 20. Hannah Montana, the movie, Peter Chelsom.
I promised my girls I'd say hi to you for them. Hi.
Hi.
They even wrote out some questions if you have a second.
Originally from Blackpool, Chelsom had a promising directing career beginning in the 90s. Many brought in a substantial sum at the box office, like The Mighty, which earned $6.1 million, but only cost $100k to make. One of his most popular projects was Serendipity, featuring John Cusack and Kate Beckinsale, which brought in $77 million.
We would love, with a capital of, to do a cover feature on the global phenomenon that is Hannah Montana.
And by feature, he means career-ending expose. Country girl living her dreams, beloved by millions, that's all we got.
He then worked on Shall We Dance, which was even more lucrative, but less praised. In 2009, Chelsom bagged himself a director's role on the new Hannah Montana movie.
Please be Hannah. We'll keep your secret.
I'm sorry, I can't. It's too late.
It brought in a fortune on account of Montana's popularity, but got a mixed reaction and set back Chelsom majorly. Since then, he hasn't directed another major Hollywood production and now makes Italian movies. Number 19, Mutant Chronicles, Simon Hunter.
At the end of the Ice Age, the machine came. It came from outside. It came from space. It came with one purpose: to change man into mutant.
This director from Dumfriesshire spent his childhood dreaming of making movies. This led him to study film production at university, and eventually, he managed to create his debut feature film, Lighthouse. It was released in 1999 to a fairly negative reception, not a promising start to a career.
Step through it, boys. No!
The project was still impressive enough to land him a deal with Edward R. Pressman to direct Mutant Chronicles, a feature film based on a steampunk board game. It was his first major production, featuring Thomas Jane and Ron Perlman, alongside a whopping $25 million budget. Sadly for Hunter, it only brought in $2.1 million at the box office, and he wouldn't direct another feature film until 2017.
You must break off now! Fire! They aim to ram! Fire!
Number 18, Species 2, Peter Medak.
6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
While he was initially from Hungary, his family fled to Britain in 1956, and then he began trying to make it in the industry. This led him to direct tons of TV shows and movies during the 20th century. In 1998, his respectability took a major hit after Species 2 entered cinemas.
Eve! Get out of the way!
It was the sequel to a relatively successful movie, featuring some easily recognizable Hollywood stars like Michael Madsen. Unlike its predecessor, it did terribly, making about $19 million on a $5 million budget. It was the last Hollywood picture he'd ever direct, leading Medak to pivot to working primarily on TV.
What the hell is going on here?
Number 17, When a Stranger Calls, Simon West.
Stop calling me, you
Listen to me. We traced the call. It's coming from inside the house. Do you hear me? It's coming from inside the house.
Our next English director made his debut with The Treasured Con Air. The Nicolas Cage flick received middling reviews, but made a ton at the box office. His subsequent two movies were similarly lucrative, those being The General's Daughter and the better-known Lara Croft Tomb Raider. Five years later, he released this horror, which got close to 0 positive reviews. It's a remake of a 70s picture, but it failed to live up to the original. Since then, West has focused on directing action pictures with varying degrees of success. His most popular was The Expendables 2. On the other hand, his later Gunshy made only $2,480 at the box office, with an estimated £1.9 million budget. Number 16, The Mule, Michael Radford. Quite a few memorable movies were directed by the English filmmaker Radford. These included the 1984 version of 1984, alongside his highly celebrated Italian drama, Il Postino. During the 2000s, his work struggled to earn their money back. Pictures such as The Merchant of Venice and Flawless were box office disasters. After these, he worked on the Spanish production The Mule, which ended with a major dispute between Radford and producer Alejandro Frade. This massively delayed its release, and Radford opted to exit the project, leaving him with no credits in the final result. His career has massively fizzled out since, with him only dropping 2 movies in the following years, neither of which made a splash. Number 15, Face, Antonia Bird.
What are you listening to?
What do you want, Stevie?
What's your favourite music?
Dance, I suppose.
2 of the UK's most legendary actors are Robert Carlyle from Trainspotting and Ray Winstone, who often plays Cockney gangsters. Their casting should have turned Face into an instant classic. Alongside this, it was Blur frontman Damon Albarn's acting debut.
It's all just noise though, isn't it? So you don't have to think.
I prefer the old reading, me. But this one's not bad, right? It's about these 2 different Earths at the same time, right? And the man in the book, the hero.
It got middling reviews at release, and has since been largely forgotten about. It was followed up with the black comedy project Ravenous from 1999, which was an even more substantial box office disaster, making only 1/6 of its $12 million budget. Now, Bird primarily works for TV and hasn't directed a movie in over a quarter of a century.
How much is that per man?
68,000. You're forgetting something, Ray. My expenses.
Number 14, Bullet, Julian Temple.
Hey, what's up, Butch? There you go, Freddy. It's back in the neighborhood.
This filmmaker began his career working with the Sex Pistols, then in 1994 landed the directing role for Bullet. It was written by the boxer-turned-actor Mickey Rourke, who also starred in the picture alongside the titan of hip-hop, Tupac Shakur.
Tony, take care of Les at the bar. Yeah, come on, let's take a walk. How you doing, right? You just got out? Yeah?
Its release was delayed by 2 years, then ended up being released straight to VHS a month after Shakur's death. It got pretty mixed reviews and didn't further Temple's Hollywood ambitions. This wasn't the only major setback for Temple. 10 years earlier, his project Absolute Beginners had bombed so hard people blamed it for Goldcrest Films' collapse.
How much you looking for? 25 lines. Okay, wrap it up. I'll square with you later.
Number 13, The Chronicles of Narnia, The Voyage of the Dawn Treader, Michael Apted.
Found them under your bed. And you know what? I licked every one of them.
Ugh, I'm infected with you!
In 1970, Apted began the Up documentary series, which he would continue to work on until 2019. One of his most celebrated works was Coal Miner's Daughter in 1980, which earned itself 7 Oscar nominations. He was later chosen to direct 2 Pierce Brosnan James Bond movies, then did a couple of lower profile projects in the 2000s.
I'll just smash the wrong thing! No, he's
His final major motion picture was the 2010 third Narnia movie, which brought in over $400 million, but received few positive reviews. Apted only released 2 movies after, Chasing Mavericks and Unlocked. Neither made a splash, but when he passed away in 2021, he was still remembered fondly, on account of his stellar early career.
Hang on,
Refugee!
Oh, Your Majesty.
Number 12, Puffball, Nicholas Roeg. From 1970 onwards, Roeg frequently released creative and interesting movies. He was often celebrated for his uniquely disjointed style of cinema. 2 of his pictures, Don't Look Now and Performance, are considered highly important to the UK film industry. In 2007, he released his final motion picture, which many believe to be his worst.
Where's your husband? He's not my husband, but he's in New York.
You feeling all right?
Yes, fine.
Puffball was a horror thriller, produced on a $7 million budget, which came to only a few cinemas across the globe. Reviews were far from positive, and it ended up becoming his final release. It's a shame he couldn't end his career on a high note, but at the same time, he released so many fantastic flicks years earlier that he's still considered an acclaimed artist. Number 11. Gossip. Don Boyd. Nowadays, Boyd is an educator, working briefly as the governor of the London Film School in the 2010s. In the 70s, he was an up-and-coming director who tried making the drama Gossip. American studios found it too arty and European to greenlight, but in 1982, he got a deal with the Martini Foundation, which promised to finance the production.
The local European community here is very suspicious of him. They think that this new Governor General approves of racial reforms and independence for the natives.
Sadly for Boyd, they never followed through. He took out a third-party loan to get filming underway, but they didn't get far before having to shut it down completely due to the lack of funds. Boyd ended up over £1 million in debt, which meant he was unable to create a movie for 3 years.
Reports are also reaching us from northern areas of Qatar that there has been a renewal of violence and acts of arson against British property.
Number 10. Agent Cody Banks 2. Destination London. Kevin Allen.
We've got company.
I see him. Cody?
Perhaps the most acclaimed release by English director Kevin Allen was Twin Town. Set in Wales, the 1997 comedy crime flick was the first major role for Reese fans. He was now a recognisable Hollywood star. Allen, on the other hand, is far less famous. In 2004, he had the chance to make it into the big leagues after being offered the sequel to Agent Cody Banks.
Hit it, Kumar!
It featured Frankie Muniz, who rose to stardom as the titular character of Malcolm in the Middle. At the time, he was an A-list celebrity, but the casting choice couldn't save the movie alone. It was a box office bomb, with predominantly negative reviews, and Allen has only directed 2 films since. Number 9. Parting Shots. Michael Winner.
Can we do something without the ball?
Oh, natural, you mean? Nah, I think it's better to keep her dressed. Now, take some of Patsy and me together.
The cast list for this production is impressive enough to convince people to watch it without knowing anything else about it. It includes Academy Award-winning actor Sir Ben Kingsley, the Dames Diana Rigg and Joanna Lumley, alongside John Cleese and a plethora of others.
Quick, she's smiling. What do you mean too late for you? Are you emigrating?
I'm dying, Lisa.
That's what you said when we split up.
Whoever was responsible for casting ended up making the greatest contribution to this picture, which is now considered one of Britain's worst ever movies. It was Winner's last ever release, ending an almost 40-year-long directing career. After this disaster, he began focusing on writing books until he passed away in 2013.
How many more of these do you need?
You're right. We'll do some without the bow. Take care of this. Don't drop it.
Number 8. Firewall. Richard Loncraine.
How do I say this, Bobby? No.
Come on, Janet, I don't see why not.
Look, Bobby, here's how this works. You ask me out, which you did. I say no, which I did. And you say okay, and you go ask somebody else. You don't keep asking me.
Originally from Cheltenham, Loncraine's career began at the BBC, and then he gradually became a respected director, resulting in his acclaimed 1995 adaptation of Richard III. 9 years later, he dropped Wimbledon, which had a lukewarm reception.
Kid's persistent.
I don't know why.
Usual reason, I suppose.
Have you seen Ravi yet?
No, I'm on my way now, though.
An even greater failure came in 2006, which was Firewall. It cost $50 million to make, but only grossed $83 million, making it a clear failure. It featured the A-list actor Harrison Ford, but his presence didn't save it. Part of the reason it failed could be because Loncraine was a substitute for another director, Mark Pellington, who had to leave after the tragic death of his wife. So, he probably didn't feel as passionate working on this one as one of his own ideas.
Don't forget, merger meeting.
Nice flowers.
Born again, Bobby.
Maybe he's trying to save her soul.
You need bigger blossoms than that.
Number 7. Valerian and the City of 1,000 Planets. Cara Delevingne.
Where's the band?
You plan on going on a mission dressed like that?
We're supposed to mingle with tourists, aren't we? What do you expect us to wear, a panda suit?
Nice hat.
We've finally made it to the first actor on our list, showing directors often take most of the blame for failed movies. In 2017, Delevingne was one of the two primary characters of this space opera. It was both the most expensive European and independent film ever created, making it difficult to turn a profit, which it wasn't popular enough to do.
Think you can survive 20 minutes without me?
Oh, how could I possibly? Go on.
This ended up being her last high-profile acting role, with her subsequent performances being far less successful. Now, music is her main focus, which earned her a spot at the Primavera Festival in 2026. So, her career is far from being completely over, but she's lost the majority of her momentum within Hollywood.
Hi. Yes, sure, of course. Bill, can I have my camera, please? Thank you. Say cheese.
Number 6. King Arthur, Legend of the Sword, Charlie Hunnam.
Luther, I don't think we can win this fight. I know Mordred. He would accept surrender.
Hold the crown. Hold it steady.
Guy Ritchie is held in high regard among British directors, but not all his projects sell well. One of his most infamous flops was this 2017 King Arthur movie. With a $175 million budget, it only raked in $148 million, making it a flop without question. Ritchie's career barely took a hit, but lead actor Charlie Hunnam was set back. Hilariously, it was meant to be the first of a 6-film series. He'd been in quite a few major motion pictures in the years prior, such as Guillermo del Toro's Pacific Rim. Things slowed down for Hunnam after playing King Arthur though, but he's still able to find roles, they're just not as high profile. Number 5, The League of Extraordinary Gentlemen, Sean Connery.
I may have been overly rude earlier when I called you a pirate.
And I may have been overly charitable when I said I wasn't.
Our next entry is unique, as while the film received mixed reviews, it was a box office success. This adaptation of an Alan Moore comic features Sean Connery as the primary character. He was the original James Bond, and one of the UK's finest actors. But this ordeal convinced him to quit acting almost entirely. Behind the scenes, Connery had been constantly fighting with the director, Stephen Norrington. In interviews, he said he would have been arrested for insanity. Connery was so determined to prevent it from being a catastrophe that he put tons of efforts into saving it during edits. 3 years later, he retired, saying he never wanted another experience like that.
Where is your sense of patriotism?
God save the Queen.
God save the Queen. God bless her. God bless her.
That's about as patriotic as it gets around here.
Number 4, Cats, Tom Hooper.
Oh no, look what the cat dragged in.
Few releases can top the backlash Cats garnered in 2019. In 2012, Tom Hooper directed Les Miserables, which was celebrated for a variety of reasons, but had some questionable decisions. For instance, all the singing was done live on set. 7 years later, he made even more questionable choices when directing Cats. It had a pretty impressive all-star cast, excluding James Corden. It was the first feature-length film directed, produced, and written by Hooper, and it has a strong chance of being his last. Estimates claim it lost roughly $71 million and is considered one of the worst films ever.
Look at you and look at me, and you know that I'm sensitive about my size, okay? And yet you embarrass me, that's what I say to you, okay?
Number 3, The Love Guru, Mike Myers.
When I was a child in India, growing up in the tiny village of Haran Makista, I found a voiceover machine, which I still use to this day.
It might surprise you to learn that Canadian-American Mike Myers has UK citizenship. While he was born across the pond, his parents were from Liverpool, and he has a ton of Scottish ancestors.
I am His Holiness the Guru Pitka. In my book, if you're happy and you know it, think again.
Unfortunately, the peak of his popularity as a lead actor is long behind him, and he can thank The Love Guru for that. After years of playing the primary role in a variety of comedies, this picture flopped so hard that he stopped completely. He's still the voice of Shrek, plus he acts semi-regularly, but we're unlikely to ever see another production he's the leading figure behind, like in his Austin Powers days.
Intimacy is like putting your wiener on the table and having someone say, "That looks like a penis, only smaller."
Number 2, Swept Away, Madonna.
That little hairy black one pulled out a rope and told me I could jump over it.
For jumping, madam. Jump, jump.
We've discussed one weak Guy Ritchie movie, but now it's time for what many consider his weakest. While married to Madonna, Ritchie let her star in this British remake of a 1974 Italian rom-com. Like a few entries on this list, it's considered one of the worst pieces of cinema ever.
Oh God. Pepe? Giuseppe? Giuseppe?
It only earned 10% of its $10 million budget. It almost completely killed her acting career, as she's only acted in one movie since it was released, which was a voice role for Arthur and the Minimoys. This was likely a major factor in Madonna's choice not to star in her 2011 drama, We, which she wrote and directed.
Can't see land anymore. Why haven't they come for me?
The sea's a big place. Could take a while.
A while.
Number 1, Arthur, Russell Brand.
Why are you shaving?
Because Robin doesn't have a beard.
Bitterman, we're only doing this for a bit of a laugh. We're not genuine crime fighters, are we? And if we were, you would not be my first choice of sidekick. Look at your shoes.
Many of us are glad that Russell Brand isn't as popular now as he was during the 2000s. One of his least successful works when he was better liked was Arthur. It was the last time Brand played the main character of a film. It didn't turn a profit, got almost exclusively negative reviews, and later, Brand was accused of misconduct on set, hampering his reputation significantly.
Are these testicles strictly necessary? Because I think they're an accident waiting to happen.
Okay, let's go. Come on.
Oh, I don't like being this close to these balls.
An unnamed extra filed a lawsuit against him in 2023, but Brand denies all allegations against him. It would be a lot easier to believe him if there weren't multiple people making similar accusations, putting Brand in a pretty tenuous position.
That's vodka in there. Refreshed? No, but I think some of it probably went in my bloodstream, so it's not all bad news.
Were there any box office disasters we forgot to include? Or did you learn something new today? Let us know down in the comments below.